everybody. Today I'm starting a new masterclass on Dusthana houses. Dusthana houses are 6th, 8th, and 12th houses in your chart, and they are regarded as very challenging houses. And if you have planets placed with there, it can give obstacles throughout our life. And what are those houses? How to deal with them? And are they all just negative? And will they just bring challenges and challenges? All this we will explore in this masterclass. Hello, I'm Komilla Sutton, and we are talking Dusthana houses masterclass. Do remember to subscribe, press the bell notification. You don't want to miss this masterclass at all. So what is Dusthana? Dusthana. Dur means negative and sthana is placement. So there are three Dusthana houses: 6th house, 8th house, and 12th house. However, the question you want to ask is Dusthana from what? In Vedic astrology, we have three important ascendants. We look at the lagna, the time of birth that gives you the ascendant. Then we look at the Chandra lagna, the lagna from the moon. And then we look at the Surya lagna, the lagna from the sun. So they can be Dusthana houses, 6, 8, 12 from those houses as well. And then, each house will have its own 6th house. It will have its own 8th and 12th house. So it's all very complex and layers within layers. But I want to make it easier for you. And for this masterclass, I'm going to teach you about what are the Dusthana houses. So 6th house is the house of Aribhava. Aribhava means the 6 weaknesses that we inherit in this life. Ari also means enemy. So these are enemy houses, and it is also disease and ill health. So 6th house deals with many things. Now 6th house has its own significator or karaka, and 6th house karaka are Mars and Saturn. Mars also can deal with accidents and fights and disagreements, and Saturn is the karaka for sorrow, disease, obstacles, all those things. So 6th house is, brings obstacles. Now, if you have planets placed in the 6th house, then obviously those planets will suffer. But specifically for the 6th house, the most difficult planets are the benefic planets. So if you have Jupiter, Venus, Mercury placed there, or Moon placed in the 6th house, they do much worse there. However, Saturn, Mars, Sun, Rahu, Ketu, either one of them, they can fight the obstacles. They can overcome the obstacles. And so, therefore, they are okay in the 6th house, even though they may bring obstacles. They also teach you how to deal with the 6th house. 6th house is an Upachaya house, so situations improve with the Upachaya houses during lifetime. Then the 8th house is the house of transformation. It is called the Ayubhava. It tells you how long you're going to live. But it can also indicate the end of life. So it can show sudden changes. So it's not just about death, but 8th house can give sudden, unexpected changes and transformations and unexpected energy to deal with. However, the karaka for 8th house is Saturn. And so Saturn also will give long-term health problems, not just Saturn, but 8th house. If you have any planet placed in the 8th house, it gives long-term health problems. And 8th house is known as Nija dosha. That means it's a problem that you created for yourself in the past life. So now you need to do remedies and sort that issue out. And it gives us sorrow and difficulty in life. And then the last of the Dushthanas is the 12th house. 12th house is a house of loss. It's called Vyaya Bhava. It is a house of loss. It is also the house of attachment to our weaknesses in life. It deals with many other things, sleep. It also has a spiritual aspect to it. It is a moksha house. So therefore, if you can overcome the difficulties that are represented in your life and chart, and you transcend them, you can find moksha. So the other karaka for the 12th house is Ketu. Now, Ketu is regarded as moksha karaka. However, Ketu will give moksha only when the time is right, Otherwise, he brings attachments, past life issues that we have to deal with, we have to work with. So these three houses together, they represent our difficulties that the soul has to face in this lifetime. And these difficulties bring challenges, transformations, losses in life. And they can be also studied from your moon lagna, from your sun lagna. So what I'm going to do in this masterclass is that I'm going to focus on each one of the houses. So there'll be a separate masterclass for the 6th house, the 8th house, and the 12th house, and also talk about what planets placed in these houses, how they get affected. And I'll also talk about the transits to these houses, and what to pay attention to, what not to pay attention to. Finally, I'll talk about the remedies, because remedy is very important. You see, the Dushthanas are there for everybody. All of us have some weakness, some issues that we have to deal with. Some of us may have a little more than others. And number of you actually have left a comment that you want me to do the Dusthana houses. So it is for you that I'm doing it. But I think the main thing is this: how are you dealing with it? And what are you working on them? And these houses not only you could have planets in them. What you have to watch is where the Lord is placed. So the planetary Lord will also have an impact according to its nature. So there are a number of levels, and then we are looking at karaka. What are the significator? The main karaka for the Dusthana houses is Saturn. He's the karaka for 6th house, 8th house, 12th house. Mars is karaka only for the 6th house, and Ketu for the 12th house. So the karakas are significators, and they are also very important, because learning to work with them, deal with them, is part of what we as astrologers will have to work out. And when transits come through these houses, then they can still give added issues that we have to deal with. But I would say that this is going to be quite a comprehensive masterclass. I will be doing each of the separate houses there, and then the remedies and the transits and more. If you think of something more, then just to remind me, and we will discuss that even more. So that is it for today, and I shall be posting the other house positions soon. Thank you.